day, a new way to approach yourself. And it's a nice openness that you can set up within yourself so that you, every time you come to your practice, it feels like beginner's mind. Beautiful. Nice. So here we are, feeling into our bodies once again on this yoga train with no goal. The destination is inwards, feeling and sensing what we have here, each breath. The first breath might feel a lot different than the last breath of our practice. So maybe that's our intention today for our practice, to remain open to whatever shows up and to respect ourselves and honor ourselves exactly where we are. So if we're feeling a tightness at the lower part of the spine, maybe on the either side of the hips because we've been hiking, you can have the knees bent for a little bit. You can heel toe them wider and have the inner knees knock. And just feel that ease seep in. If there's still a little bit of tightness there, you can lift the sit bones and drag a blanket right underneath, and then bring the sit bones down on that blanket. You might even like to use that roll underneath the back of the thighs as you lengthen through one leg and then the other. So if you have a rolled up blanket handy, you can go ahead and bring that with your bent knees as close to the sit bones as you comfortably can without hopping the sit bones up on that roll. Lengthen through one leg and then the other. And just feel for a moment. The back of the legs, the hamstrings, have a light little press. Imagine that press is like a button that releases the lower spine. You might like to bring the legs a little wider. Wriggle the toes. And then dive into your stillness. A little rock of the skull. And as it rocks from side to side, feel that the chin is starting to move closer to the heart center each time. If it's hiked up to the ceiling and you're feeling quite a tug in the back of the neck, you can use that same roll that's underneath the legs, or maybe you have something different handy, and bring it right behind the back of the skull. Lift the head just a wee bit more, and then rock from side to side. Take a deep breath in through the nose, and then exhale it all out. One more just like that. Inhale through the nose, and then as you settle in. As you take that next inhale through the nose, feel the belly rise. Leave your awareness there. As you exhale through the nose, let the awareness float up. Like the air is coming up and through the crown. Inhale, feel the belly fill right up, broad and wide. As you exhale, that air comes all the way up and outward. Inhale, let the belly rise. Exhale, awareness all the way up through the crown, out, connect to all. Inhale, the belly rises, awareness through the legs, the feet to your earth, grounding. Exhaling all the way up and through the chakras, our energy centers, through the crown as we connect to all. Inhale all the way downward. Ground. Exhale. Connect to all. This can be your mantra. Inhale. Feel that grounding quality. Exhale. Awareness all the way up through our inner eyes as we float our awareness up through the crown and we connect to source. Find your rhythm. Float your awareness down as you inhale. Fill and connect to that groundedness. Exhale. Feel that floating quality and effervescence all the way up as you connect to everything around you. And then some. Just a handful more breaths just like this. Let the awareness start to float effortlessly. Upward, exhale. Inhale, downward. 2 more just like that. You inhale, the awareness comes down into the belly, the legs. Exhale all the way out. And then 1 more just like that. You can exaggerate the belly rising and then exaggerate the belly coming down and feel that breath flow out and up. Dive into your next natural breath here. Feel and sense the whole entire body, from the heels to the toes, through the legs to the knees, from the knees to the sit bones all the way up to the shoulders, through the arms to the fingertips. Breathe into the shoulders once again to the center of the brain, the upper triangle. Take that deep dive where you think the center of the brain is now, and send it a little love, a little attention here. Those little bursts of attention as we check in to this beautiful spaciousness that you're creating with your awareness. Allow 1 more breath, all your awareness right there as we unravel and unwind. And Then drag 1 heel and plant that foot. If you have your rolled up and then the other leg, and if you have your rolled blanket right there, use your monkey feet and bring your heels on the other side of it so that your heels are down on the floor and your toes are up. If you don't have a blanket, that's okay. Just leave your feet on the floor then. Legs hip distance apart. Arms down by your side. Let 1 palm gently roll up and feel the knees sway to that palm that's up. and then roll that palm down, and the other palm comes up. Let the knees sway to that side. Stay with this light little twist of the arm fibers, of the legs, and the feet. So just noticing the soles of the feet from the big toe edge to the baby toe edge, all the way up the outer edge of the legs, the gallbladder line. You might notice the inner edge of the legs from the big toe all the way up that inseam, the liver lines. So just feeling that lightly right now. And then the knees come in right to center. Take them off the support and bring that support to your side. Just leave it right there by your side. We'll be using that in today's practice a wee bit. Feel the body for a moment, just like this. Take a breath. And then go ahead and sway the hips to one side. Just drag them on the floor and roll to the other. Take your bolster and your block off to the other side while you come to the floor flat. Notice what flat is like in your body. Lengthen through one leg at a time. Feel and notice right from the heels through the calf, the weight coming down into the floor here, through the back of the knees to the kneecap, from the top of the thighs down into the floor. Feel a broadening and widening through the sit bones, the pelvis area. Does it feel balanced? The lower lumbar sacral area to the mid spine, just below the sternum, the heart center. Awareness fans broad and wide to the back of the shoulders, to the back of the skull. A light little rock here. A micro movement so that you can sense the tipping spot of the skull. You might be able to feel some subtle sensation. And then come into your stillness. Feel where you're laying on the floor at the back of the skull. Dive through the brow and meet the center of that spot. Send it again, a little love, a little bouquet, a burst of attention as you start to blossom into this area and expand. And one more breath with that intent of clearing and cleaning and cleansing out this area. A little spring cleaning. And then from here, go ahead and bend up one knee at a time. Take the hips off to one side and roll to the other. Come on up and take your blanket and roll it. Place it lengthways right in front of you. And we're going to come into pigeon this way. So the legs can be a little messy, or if you'd like to bring it a little bit cleaner lines, you can come into deer pose with the leg that's closest to the blanket, that foot on that back thigh, if that's available. And if that's available, feel the sit bones come downward, just for a moment. Then lift the hands, bring them towards and down on either side of your blanket. This is where You can build the floor to you. So you're going to walk down into your forearms in this shape. Feel and sense all the way up and down the spine. Then lay the heart center down, the cheek, temple, or ear. Here, spider walk your hands up, interlace them, close the eyes, and allow the bodies to simply breathe. If the tug is too much here, it's too much. You'll know yourself. If that's you, then replace the blanket with your bolster. Bring your a little bit more height there. You build the floor to you so that you can come out of the tug just a little bit. So wherever you are, breathe into that sensation that you're now feeling, like it has its own lung. And then we'll come away from that cascade of sensation and feel the jaw slacken a wee bit. The shoulders drape a little more. That relaxation pours down the back body into the hips, the legs, the soles of the feet. Give yourself permission to stay here. If you'd like to invite the cervical spine in, the top of the spine, go ahead and undo the fingers and come back onto the forearms. Lift the head, carry it over to the other side. Bring the elbows out like cactus arms and rest the cheek, temple, or ear on that side. Notice how much you can relax and soften here. Allow the whole body to rest into this shape that you're now in. Beautiful. At any point, if that's too much for the neck, in full control, you take a breath, lift the head, and bring it back. Just a few more breaths here. Notice how you feel. Enjoy this next breath. Last breath in this shape. Feel that exhale as you pour yourself a little bit more into it. Drag the hands down on your next inhale and lift upward. Bring the roll right underneath the side of the head, so it's going to come widthways now. And that lower arm is going to come the same direction and out from the shoulder as you lay the head down on the roll. Top leg rests in the bottom leg, and just feel this shape. Top hand can rest into that bottom hand. Feel the shoulders stack. Top leg resting on that bottom leg. Scan the body in this shape now, from the feet to the knees to the hips, to the shoulders, to the center of the brain. Another breath just like that. Then go ahead and lift that top hand. Let it lift all the way up to the ceiling. All the way over into a twist. If a bolster is there, let it hang out there with some height. Or if you prefer, bring it to the floor. Come into stillness just like that. Wide arm, just like a T, or the arms can be lower than the shoulders. Feel the top leg here in this twist and drag it to the belly. Drag it up towards the belly and then back down to the knee. So feel that top knee. Let that be your anchor. As it comes upward, it bends a little more into flexion. And as it comes down, it opens up just a little bit more. Notice the hip do the same thing. It comes up and it squeezes as the knee comes up. As the knee comes down, it opens up just a little more. And then pause there. Take that arm that's way out there and reach it above the crown so that the shoulder can rest on the blanket that your head or your neck is on. Pause there for a moment. Drag the knee to the belly. Take the other hand and place it on top of that knee like a weight. Let it feel heavy. Take a deep inhale through the nose and out through the mouth. Again, in through the nose and out. Take the arm that's draped above all the way down. Take both feet into the floor and come to your back, but leave the head onto the roll. So it feels like it's behind the round part of the back of the skull. So you're draping over it a little bit there. Again, bring the arms outward. Feel this shape for a moment from the feet to the knees, to the shoulders, to the middle of the brain. Send it a little love, a little burst of attention here. We'll flow right into otter now. So with the back of the head on the blanket on your roll, take one hand to the heart center, travel to the opposite shoulder and down the arm. Feel the knees gently sway in that direction. Come all the way back to the heart center and unfurl that arm. Come on over to the other side and feel the knees gently drift in that direction. Let yourself roll and feel that light massage of the back body. For a moment, anchor your attention as we move like this, slowly, like the second hand on a clock, into your feet. So feel the baby toe edge to the big toe edge. Notice the outer leg, the inner leg, just like this. For one more this way, take your time. And then one more that way. Pause for a moment. Notice what you feel here. And then we'll come on over to the other side. So take the hips to the other side. Press yourself up. And we'll come into pigeon pose on the other side. So the roll will come lengthways. The feet, they can be any which way that feels good. Or you can come into, if it feels beautiful for you to come in with that foot, that the leg that's closest to the roll, that foot can rest on the thigh, and that feels like ease for your body. Then feel now the sit bones in that shape. Let them anchor down like weights to the floor. Lift the hands from that stability and bring them on either side of the roll. Walk them far enough so that your forearms come down and sink down. Take the heart center down into the roll, then the cheek, temple, or ear. Walk the fingers all the way up so that you can clasp. Notice the gentle tug from the hips all the way up, this traction. Relax through the jaw. Let the shoulders sink down a little more. If there's a vibration of some sorts, celebrate it with your breath. Send all your attention there. One side might feel like you can go forever, like a river, and the other side not so much. It might be dammed up here and there. Breathe into those places. Send a little tender, loving care through your awareness and breath. If you'd like to invite the neck, the cervical spine to the party here, drag the elbows down, give a little lift to the head, roll the nose to the other side, and then come down and notice where it feels better, the cheek, the temple, or the ear. Let yourself remain there. You can drag the elbows out in this non-grasping manner. So we're not holding anywhere. Feel the body drape and truly receive that breath. At any point, if it doesn't feel good for your body to have the neck like that, you can always take a breath and bring it all the way back. Beautiful. Nice. Breathe into the spine, the rib cage. Each breath, wringing out and squeezing out all the old, allowing and inviting that fresh, cool, crisp breath. Just a handful more breaths here. And one more breath. Enjoy that exhale. Feel the weight coming through the body. On your next natural inhale, drag the hands under the shoulders. Let yourself come up and unravel all the way down, nice and flat. And just feel for a moment, just like that, right onto your back. Noticing what you feel. Knees can remain bent for a moment. Then go ahead and drag the roll close to the sit bones. And we're going to come into eagle, our core eagle pose. So feel the left foot and give it a little press into the floor and let the right one gently come up towards the belly. Guide it over so the back of that thigh rests on the top of the other. If you'd like to go a little bit further into the pretzel part of Garu Asana here, you will thread the top of that foot right behind the heel. So notice how that feels. Garundasana here. Nice. And just let the lower half settle for a moment, if that's you. Then take the arms out. So if you have the right leg on top, the left arm, the opposite arm, is going to come on top as you hug the one you love. Go ahead and give yourself a light little squeeze of appreciation here for showing up. Feel the top elbow press down into the lower and then flip the palms to each other. And notice if that's available today. If not, just stay where you are. Perfect. Feel the back of the skull and let it rock from side to side. Giving a light little squeeze to that upper body through the arms, the lower inner and outer legs. We'll bring it into the core now. On your next natural inhale, let the arms foot up. Feel the back body arc as you inhale. And as you exhale, breathe into that navel and flatten that spine. Leave the legs on the floor for just 2 more like this. Inhale, arc. The arms can float up just a wee bit. Exhale, elbows down as you flatten that lower spine. And 1 more. As you flatten the spine, lift the heel. Maybe the toes come up off the floor. It doesn't have to look like anything in particular. Inhale, feet down, arms up. Exhale, elbow to knee connection. Notice how you feel. Inhale, away from each other. Exhale, towards each other. When the feet come down, undo the arms first. Go ahead and take hold of that top leg as it undoes and gather it up into the belly. Lengthen through that bottom leg and feel the roll of the blanket right into the back of the leg. You might like to bring it up a little bit further if you can, so that you can feel the roll just a little bit in the back of the leg. So that when that long and strong left leg flexes, you feel the heel move out, the toes towards the nose. It feels like a press coming down into the blanket. Then lift that leg all the way up towards the ceiling and draw a circle with the heel on the ceiling. Eyes are closed, so it can look a little wobbly of a circle. And then the other direction. And then go ahead and let it come down to the comfort of the floor, its support, and the blanket, and let it rest. Take a deep breath. Deep breath out. As you relax, feel that right knee in relationship with the shoulder. Is it coming a little closer? Is it swinging out a little bit? Let it release. And then feel that long and strong leg, the toes, let them come outward and then inward. Leave the heel on the floor. Like a windshield wiper, let it come out and then in. This time, leave it out, lift it up to the ceiling, and do the same thing. Let the toes come inward and then outward. Inward, feel the muscles responsible, and then outward. And one more, in, and then out. Lower it all the way down to the floor. Let it rest. Take a deep breath. Jaw slacken, shoulders sink down. Feel that right knee and the shoulder. Does it come a little closer? Now go ahead and leave that long and strong leg. The toe comes in and then out. In and then out. Leave it inward and give that leg a lift all the way upward. Again, windshield wiper, let it come out and in and then out and then in. One more, outward and inward. Leave it inward and let it lower all the way to the floor. Feel it rest. Give it a breath, 2 or 3. Inhale full and deep and exhale. Then go ahead and place the right foot down. Drag the left to meet and greet it. And just feel for a moment both legs. From the hips to the knees, knees to the feet. Notice the temperature. The inner leg might be highlighted for some of you more, or maybe it's the outer hip, outer leg. Notice what you feel. And one more breath, just like that. Then go ahead and press into the right foot. Let the left one come closer to the belly. Interlace behind the knee, or here's where you can use your strap. So the strap can be utilized in any of these poses to lengthen the arms. You can give it a few folds. Then lengthen through the other leg so that right back of the thigh is resting on the rolled blanket. Flex that foot and notice a slight little press downward through the hamstring. You can exaggerate it if you'd like. And then go ahead and lift that leg to the ceiling. Toes to the nose, heel up to the ceiling. Draw a laser beam circle on the ceiling with that heel. 2 or 3 times one way, and then go ahead and draw those circles the other way. Lower. Relax that effort. Take a deep breath as you witness from the inside out how well that leg can relax. Inhale deeply. Exhale, surrender. All effort. Feel the relationship of the knee to that shoulder. And then go ahead and take that long and strong leg. Feel the heel on the floor, toes, like a windshield wiper, from side to side, 2 or 3 times. Leave it outward. Lift that inseam all the way up, 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 up. Then toes inward and then outward. Feel and sense the outer and inner leg start to awaken. Leave the toes out and lower all the way down to the floor to your support. Let it rest. Take a deep breath in and a Notice what you feel. One more just like that. Feel the hip crease release, the knee fall towards the shoulder. And then go ahead and spin the long and strong leg, those toes inward and outward. Leave them inward and lift that out, the outer leg up, 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 up. Then spin it outward and inward. 2 or 3 times, plenty. Like you're pointing the toes in, lower. Rest all effort. Take a deep breath in this shape. Exhale it all out. One more. Then place that left foot on the floor. Take the bolster out and let yourself rest just for a brief moment. Feel the back of the pelvis and notice how it feels. All the way to the knees, to the ankles. Notice if there's a vibration, a frequency in the outer legs. It feels like it's becoming bigger, bigger. Any deep-seated discomfort dissolving and melting into deep relaxation now. One more breath, a great use of your time. The muscles soften and come back to their normal, relaxed state and length. Then drag the hips to one side, roll up, all the way up to a V sit. So bring your legs outward so that when you look down, it looks like a V. So this is called straddle or Upavishta Konasana. So feel that, notice your toes, let them wriggle a wee bit, side to side. You don't need your blanket here, but some of us, you can bend the knee and bring it right underneath. And then hands on either side of the knee on that blanket. And just feel that for a moment. And you might need one for the other one while you're sitting like this, so please do. And then gently with the hands on either side, nose pointing down towards that knee, let yourself come down with bent elbows. So we're going to come into swimming shoulders just like this. So take both shoulders up towards the ceiling, forward in a circular motion, and then down. Up, like an elliptical. Let the body start to move. Eyes are closed. Feel the shoulders circle as the body moves like this. Then one shoulder comes forward. So alternate now, and then the other side. One shoulder at a time. Take your time. Like we're swimming freestyle, very slowly. And then the other direction. So now like we're doing backstroke. Let the shoulders gently, one at a time, move backward. The head could move a wee bit, the spinal column, the rib cage. And now both shoulders, let them roll back, forward, up, and back. And then go ahead and come up from that. Bring both hands on the knees. Feel through the sit bones and scan the body from the toes to the knees. You can take the roll out or leave it there. Feel from the knees to the sit bones. Sit bones all the way up the front of the spine, through the heart center, through the palate, through the crown. Take another breath just like that. And then we'll come on over to the other side. So you can take the roll underneath the knee if you'd like. Hands on either side, let it rest in the roll. And then fold. The nose is pointed down. One shoulder and then the other. Alternate. Like we're swimming freestyle here. One shoulder at a time. Notice if this side got the memo. Does it feel easy, soft, fluid-like? Then go ahead and bring both shoulders forward, back, and up, like that elliptical, circular motion. Let it be slow, soft, smooth. Any which way that you'd like, one at a time, coming back, or both. So maybe alternating one back in our backstroke. Feel the rib cage, the armpits, maybe all the way down to the hips, you can feel it. Then both coming all the way up, back, and around. Nose can point downward. One more breath, just like this. Then go ahead and take the bolster or the blanket out. Feel through the back of the legs from the heels all the way to the sit bones, all the way up through the pelvis, the belly, the heart, the back of the throat, through the palate. Send some love, some bursts of attention all the way into the center of the brain in this shape. And one more just like that. Then now here's where you'll need your yoga strap. So we're going to come into a different variation of Happy Baby. Again, you don't need the strap. So if you have a favorite and you don't like this variation, it's not suiting you today, then you can go right into it after. So come on any which way down to your back. Unfurl the strap on your belly, or maybe you have a scarf, a nice long scarf. Take one foot and lasso the bottom of it. So bring the bottom of the foot into the strap and then the other. And then widen the legs and let the strap come just below the toes. You can have the hands close to the feet here and then drag them down the strap until the elbows touch. Widen through the fingers and then wrap the strap so that you have a nice grip there. Then bend the knees generously. Come to one side, bend one knee more, the other one lengthens. Press into that strap. Roll over to that side. Maybe all the way until the leg touches the floor. And then go ahead and roll over to the other side. This is one where if you're really sore, which I have been on this farm, doing too much, you can do this one on the wall. My favorite way, if you're really super sore, is where the one wall meets the other. You come into a corner, you bring your feet into that corner and you set it up just like this, so that when you lengthen out through the feet, you touch one wall and then the other. So you feel supported. Or you can do it in the middle of the room just like this. Talk about a massage. Feeling and sensing either side of the spine, the outer hips, the legs. Fully supported here. The arms are doing some of the work to move the legs from one side to the other. Notice the inner leg, the outer leg, the knees, the hips like this. Involve the neck if you'd like and allow the nose to go the opposite direction of the legs. Then one more this way. And one more the other way. Beautiful. Coming into your Shavasana now. Go ahead and bring the bolster underneath the legs or your blanket. If you have a couple blankets underneath, one under the legs, use the other as a blanket. Keep the warmth in. Let the eyes close. The strap can come over the eyelids. Feel that deep relaxation around the eyes, the facial tissues. As the jaw slackens just a little more, the shoulders will release, the belly, the legs. The bones float in this connective tissue as you rest here. From Miana Welty, Spring Equinox. Seek fluency instead of control. Hone skill and honesty instead of management. The wild will not be gainsaid. Its language needs to be remembered, spoken as easily as any tongue of cultivation and strategy, if we are to come back to the belly of the earth. Seek fluency instead of control. Hone skill and honesty instead of management. The wild will not be gainsaid in its language. It needs to be remembered, spoken as easily as any tongue of cultivation and strategy if we are to come back to the belly of the earth. Allow yourself to deepen through the breath. Awareness gently floats upward. A long, luxurious stretch. Little wriggles of the toes and the feet. A hugging inward. As you burst into this day, wherever you are. Connect to that inner grin, our inner Mona Lisa smile, that inner knowing, our strength. Allow yourself to roll to one side. Use that strength to press into the floor. Roll all the way up. The head gently comes up last. Notice where your body wants to go to find its comfortable seat. The knees don't have to bend, and you can lean into the wall, into the furniture. You can lift the sit bones up on your blanket if that feels better, or use your blanket as a blanket. Take the palms together in that pose of deep appreciation. Feel the warmth of the palms press. Thumbs at the sternum with a press of support. Take a deep breath into all that poured inside and all around you. A light little bow as we pour this loving kindness out beyond these walls to all. Namaste. And thank you for your practice.